Exciting is too diminishing a word, guys. J.J. Abrams' Star Trek is a motion picture that sends audience on a roller coaster that few could have expected. I saw this film in one of the smallest theaters I've been to in years, and I mean years, and yet I still emerged from the cinema satisfied. The film itself sets into a new distinct time period, not quite prequel or reboot, but what I can only describe as a different limb to the Star Trek tree. The story is as much creative as it is suspenseful, when the crew of the USS Enterprise finds itself dealing with forces of its own future, with the intention of changing the past to its own creation. With this, time travel and flashbacks are not only done very well, but they fit the story specifically where it should. Each member of the Enterprise crew is played to the best of the cast's ability, with new faces to the old characters that we all remember. But one notable and famous character can't help but tag along for the ride. That's right, Leonard Nimoy comes back as the character of Spock. Not only does he serve as a nostalgic element to the film, but he also helps to provide a bridge between these two distinct time periods. And though I did think originally that Zachary Quinto and Leonard Nimoy playing the same character in this movie would be a gamble, it did pay off, because Zachary Quinto is able to step into the process and keep the same traits and origins of the character, but he's also able to go beyond simple imitation and make a character of his own. The action of Star Trek is phenomenal, and it's almost no scale to an exception. The emotional performances are intriguing, and at times, you're really put into the character's position. J.J. Abrams is able to weave a new vision of Star Trek's environment by balancing well on the lines of both digital and theatrical background to the setting. The visual effects are fantastic, and the musical score sets into the scenes at a level almost to perfection. But to say that the movie itself was perfect would be, well, illogical. Star Trek does suffer from one of its oldest scars, even in a new body. Technobabbles. With a plot concerning the theory of time travel, there are times when the dialogue trails into scientific strategies that no one understands until they're actually executed. And even at that time, the viewer still remains confused. And though I do thought that the comedy usage in this film was very, very well done, it did drag on a bit, and they're put into some scenes where it's really killing the certain mood. Now for the film's last flaw, Nero. While I do admit that the character was a very emotionally compelling one, I have to say that Eric Bana needed a bit more screen time, just to examine the character a little more deeper. But aside from that, it was a great film. Overall, Star Trek delivers one of the most intricate and epic science fiction films of our generation. J.J. Abrams knows where to grab his audience and reel them in as new fans that were once dubbed Trekkies. All I can say is that some of the old fans of Star Trek will walk out smiling, and others won't. There are some inconsistencies to the original show and movies, but there's a reason for that when you watch the film. My rating for Star Trek is a certain 9 out of 10, and it encourages me to look back into the series and the old films that so many fans have fallen in love with over the years. After seeing this movie, I can say that it has certainly prospered, and I can only hope that this franchise lives long.